Hello, welcome back to 3D Drawing for Your Model Railway. Today's episode I'm going to try and finish off this wagon by just adding a few more detailed parts and then we can move on in the next episode into looking how to print it. So I've been looking at some photos, there's just bits and pieces really we want to try and add on here. There's this brake changeover valve so it can go between running passenger or freight operation. It's quite a simple little box design with a little handle and an angle on it. And this is in two positions depending on the wagon you're looking at, or the side of the wagon you're looking at. It's either on the left hand side by this air tank that we drew, or it's on the right hand side by the handbrake. It depends, as I say, it depends on the side of the wagon you're looking at. So if we're looking at initially this first side, this has the tank on it, so its position will be on this left hand edge. We're just going to draw just a simple rectangular shape coming off of the front face of the sole bar here. And so it's a rectangle shape, probably that sort of size. So we're looking at maybe 1.5 millimeters square. So have a look at the height, how it compares to the air tank. Maybe it needs to be a little bit longer. It's going to increase the length there to say 1.7 millimeters. Width-wise, I don't think I'm going to want to do anything with that. I think I'm going to be happy with that. Actually, the whole thing, the air tank needs to be moved across a bit. So we can look at changing that a little bit first before we do that. So we'll leave that sketch there. Let's find the detail for the air tank here. The air tank. Okay, so I'm just going to edit this feature here. That's the extrusion, I don't want to do that bit. Cancel that. We're going to edit the sketch for that. And delete that dimension and then just change the dimension from the end there. Bring that to 19. So that's going to put the position behind the suspension bracket here. We need to move over everything that goes with that as well. That needs to move like that. And then I need to edit that feature so that it picks up the outside edge there. It's clashing on this part here, which is why it's not picking it up. So if we just edit that feature as a new body initially, that should fix the fillet, because then it's not clashing with the bracket here, and then we can combine those two parts. Okay, so that's fixed that, let's move that over slightly. We can now move on the sketch here, so move this across to the left slightly, so pick position there, so move that over to 3 millimeters. And extrude it back into the body. I'm going to go for 0.5 millimeter, so it's got a bit of thickness to it. Do I want it as... Yeah, I'm going to keep it a new body for the moment, so that I can then copy this across to the other side as a body, and then rotate it to the correct position. With regards to the handle, because its end gauge is quite small, I'm just going to create a representation of a handle using a 3-point rectangle. And if we look at the direction, it points towards the left hand side. Something like that. Thickness, we'll go for 0.4 millimeters. Position wise, I think I'm just going to fix it in position rather than dimensioning it. And then extrude that maybe 0.3 millimeters so it looks like it sticks out a little bit. Okay. Let's just check that's joined. So once we've got that into position, we can then move copy, create a copy, and its position on the other side would be relevant to the handbrake here. So it's on the same end of the wagon. So it's going to rotate it around 180 degrees. And just drag it. In fact, you should actually think about that, to be able to mirror that. So mirror that body across the midpoint horizontal. Okay. And hopefully that'll put it roughly where we need it. Turn it back off, spin that round so we can have a look. Okay, so it has put it roughly where we want it. Probably needs to move to the right a bit more, so that needs this one to move to the right a bit more as well. Look at that, so edit that sketch, move that across, so 2.5 millimeters. Can't go much more because of the air tank position. Okay, what I can do though is the extrusion. I'm going to drag it forward, so two-sided extrusion. Going to come forward on this front edge by -0.1. Probably going to need to move that handle. I thought that might be an issue. Let's look at that then. So that is that one. So I'm going to have to unfix those edges. Just move it around so it goes in the position we want. And then fix that position there. Okay, so now we can spin back round. We should have it on the other side. Yep. Bit of a cheat there, but it's such a small part, nobody's going to really notice it. So the next part I'm going to add is just a coupling hook on the front here. So just going to spin the model round. We can turn off bodies here actually. Let's just combine those beforehand. Combine tight body with those two extra bodies, which were the two things we just drawn. So we're going to turn off the coupling arm so we can see where we're looking. We're going to create on the buffer beam. Use a rectangle. If we look position, probably in the lower third, we actually use a center point rectangle. Find the midpoint along the wagon there. And create a rectangular shape. Dimension of the rectangle, I'm going to do 2.4 millimeters, and height wise 1.5. Distance from the centre to the bottom 0.95, I'll go with that. And I'm going to use the midpoint constraint to constrain the midpoint to the midpoint of the bottom here, which it hasn't done, so we'll do from the midpoint of that to the bottom. It's not liking it. Okay, just dimension from the edge. And because we already picked up the midpoint, it will automatically constrain that. Okay, we can do an extrusion on it, 0.2, just a little bit of thickness. and then looking at the picture, it's got 4 rivets around the outside. So you can draw those on with our usual technique of creating a circle that's 0.3 millimeters in diameter. Dimension that to the edge, 0.3, and from that edge as well, I'll do that 0.3 as well. And then we just extrude this forwards, 0.15, and then fillet off the top, 0.15. Pattern that feature, so selecting the extrusion and the fillet direction, horizontal, across to the other side, too often, and then we bring them down as well. Okay, that's creating a separate body, so just edit that feature into join, click on OK. Okay, so we've got that added on. We can mirror that across the mid-plane, so select the features that we're going to want the back plate and the rivets. Mirror plane is the mid-plane centre. Click on OK, and that should put that at both ends. Good. Okay, so having drawn those on the back, I'm not going to worry too much about drawing the hook because it's too delicate and it will end up getting damaged on the back of the coupling here. So I'm just going to leave that off and not worry too much about it. I think personally the wagon's pretty much complete here, and I'm happy with how it looks. It's quite detailed, and it's taken quite a few episodes, but I think it's going to produce a nice model when printed. And as I say, there was 30 of them produced, so it gives you the potential of mixing them up, producing quite a few of them. They were seen all over the regions, so a nice interesting wagon. Hope you've enjoyed the series, and if you have, please like, subscribe, you leave comments, feedback, anything's appreciated. Thanks for watching.